Hi everyone guys, welcome back. Antonio here, and today I want to start this video in a different way. I want to ask you a couple of questions and I want you to reflect on it. Now, if the purpose of a diet was losing weight and keep it off for the rest of your life, tell me please, why are you still on a diet? Also think about it. If dieting, eating less and exercise more was the worldwide accepted solution for eating disorder, weight loss problem, obesity and emotional eating, why thousands and thousands of different diets are coming on the market every single year? Now, the answer to this question is very easy, and probably you already know. Diets today don't work. In this fourth episode of ThinkLean Mind and Body Transformation Journey, I'm going to explore with you and for you 5 the important reasons why diets don't work and they never will. Again, key points for today: diets don't work and they never will. They never worked for me and they never will for you. Now, trust me on that, because I spent the last 25 years in and out of diet. I pretty much tried them all. Protein diet, supplement diet, cut carbs, cut sugar, cut everything. For 35 days I was just drinking juice. Raw food diet, blood type diet, weight loss supplement. Nothing ever worked. The result was always the same. I was losing weight for about 5, 6, 7 months in a very unhealthy way, and then I was regaining all the weight back most of the time, 2-3 times more at the double of the speed. It was a very frustrating situation, even because I had to deal with it for most part of my life. When I start to understand the concept I'm going to share with you and why diets don't work as they should, I start not only losing weight, but I changed my relationship with myself, with the food, with exercise. I lost 90 pounds like never before, and in the last 5 years I never get 1 pound back. So because I know how much struggle there are around weight loss, I created, based on my experience, this video series and the ThinkLean Mind and Body Transformation Coaching Program to help you to avoid my same mistake and my same waste of time. Let me be very cruel here. Dieting could be the reason why you are overweight, you are struggling with weight problem, eating disorder and emotional eating. So today I'm going to explore with you 5 reasons why you need to stop dieting and think and approach your weight loss problem in a different way. So the reason number 1 why diets don't work is because they are purely based on restrictions. Now, I don't mind what kind of diet are you starting at the moment or you considering to start in the next future. I'm sure the requirement in order to succeed is to remove or limit something. Could be remove a certain amount of food, a certain kind of food, or a certain category of food, or also an ingredient, or limit you doing or thinking about something. In any shape or form, you need to restrict yourself in some way. Now, I'm pretty sure you have many experience to understand that as a human being, we don't really cope very well with restriction. If we put consciously ourselves on a restrictive mode for any reason, or eating something, or don't do a kind of behavior, if we force ourselves to do, we can do that only for a short period of time. That's why diets are considered just a temporary solution for your weight loss problem. That's why the highly restrictive nature of a diet influence our brain, our psychology, our physiology, and force 95% of people, guys, 95% of people to fail on a diet. They lose weight for the 6-8 months when they start, and then they regain most of the time, 95% of people, all the weight back in a period of 1 to 5 years. Let me be very straight here, because this has happened to me. Diet was the cause why I start to develop a completely bad relationship with the food, start to overeat even more, to develop binge eating cycles and eating disorder. They are very complex to deal with, more than just losing weight. So the restrictive nature of a diet won't help you to change your approach to food and to lose the weight that you want for the rest of your life. Now, the reason number 2 why diets don't work is because they are based on willpower. Now, first of all, what is willpower? I'm sure you know. Willpower is simply defined as our conscious effort to resist short-term temptations in order to achieve long-term results. It can be seen like a muscle, pretty much like a muscle in our body. Basically, it changes strength to strength from person to person and moment by moment. And in the case of a diet, we're using our reserve of willpower every single time we have to make a decision around food. Now, unfortunately, the reserve of willpower is not unlimited. In the same way, the reserve of energy in your muscle is not unlimited. Decision making, day by day stress, job, responsibility, bills, everything influences our reserve of willpower, depleting it. Now, you know how easy to start a new diet Sunday evening after dinner? I started many of them. You are ready, you feel your stomach is pretty full, you relax, you had a nice Sunday day, and then you start a new Monday, a new diet, a new fitness program. At the end of the day, you feel so tired and exhausted that you buy pizza, put in the oven, and then I will start tomorrow. I did so many times. Now, this is happening in the same way is happening every year when you start a new year resolution. You start very pumped up, you're ready, a new year, you start to change your life, but you remember how long were you able to stick on that particular New Year's resolution, because you are constantly using your reserve of willpower. There are some research that define that we spend as human beings, in average, 4 hours a day resisting some kind of temptations. Sometimes it's leisure, it's hobbies, it's around sex, social media. You know, we all stay there to check our Facebook page, our Instagram account, but above all of them, the first one on top of everything is food. We spend most of the time of our day thinking about food and trying to understand what to do around the food and making decisions around the food. All that is constantly using your reserve of willpower. And when your willpower is low, there is no way that you take the right action or you take care of yourself. You need to find a way to get back the level of your willpower up. And most of the time, the way to bring your willpower up with your mood, your excitement, your energy is with the food. So this is where yo-yo dieting is coming from. So what's the point of this part of the video? Is that anything based on willpower and diet that are completely based on willpower are not last-longing solution for your weight loss. Now we're going to explore a lot of things in the next few videos on what to do instead of using your willpower to lose your weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Now, the reason number 3 why diets don't work is because they are based on negatives. Now, let me explain a bit more in details. Don't, avoid, and limit are probably the most common words in every single diet. So don't eat that particular food, avoid that particular ingredient, or limit a particular action or behavior. Now, you're probably aware that we don't process don't and negatives very well with our brain. So when you force yourself or don't do something or don't think about something, it's the first things that you do or you think about. So let me share with you a little activity. I want you to don't think about your favorite food. Right now, whatever I'm telling you, I want you to not think about your favorite food. Now, what happened here? The first things that you had to do is to think about your favorite food. And probably right now your favorite food is in your hand, that you are drooling just thinking about it. So the point is that more we say ourselves don't do something, more we want to do it. Don't eat that chocolate. Don't put too much salt. Don't eat big portions. Don't check your Facebook page every 20 minutes. don't call that particular person. All the don't that we put ourselves as a restrictions, we create cravings for it. And I'm sure you have experienced, the more you force yourself don't eat something in your own diet, more you desire every single day. So the point of this part of the video is that anything that is based in every area of your life on negatives, focusing on what you don't need to do, you are not supposed to do, won't last for long, because you are going against yourself. You are engaging in a battle of against your normal brain function. So you need to change the approach. And what we are going to explore in the future video is the approach that you to take in order to have lasting weight result in your life. Now, the reason number 4 why diets don't work is because they don't consider emotions. They don't care what kind of emotional approach you have towards food. And for me, this is the most important thing. This is the reasons why I start to see result in my weight loss journey, because I understand this particular concept. Now, if you don't have any medical problem that make you overweight or having weight problems, I think the main reason why you are obese or fat is because you are overeating. Basically, you eating more calories than your body is able to burn. Simple as that. Now, when you start a diet, it's not considered why you are overeating. What are the reasons behind the fact that you are obese? What is the reason why you are eating bigger amount of food most of the time? Now, the emotional attachment to food in a diet is not considered. And I don't want to be extreme, but I think 90% of people struggling with weight problems, obesity or eating disorders is because they use food as a coping mechanism to emotional and psychological issues, not because they are hungry. And I know that because I discovered after many years that I was doing exactly that. So I was using the comfort of food when my life was stressful, when I had personal problems, discomfort or work problems or bad relationship. Food was my comfort zone. So actually it was not because I was hungry, but because it was a way to cope with my problems. And most of people do exactly the same. And when you go on a diet, you are changing your behaviors or your food intake, but you are not changing your mindset. You are not changing your emotional approach to food. So what happened? When the moment is finished, when your diet's finished, or your willpower is down, you're stressed, you're upset, you don't see the result that you want, whatever is the problem, if you use your emotional attachment to food, your coping mechanism to use food to resolve your issues, you start to overeat again. You start to, actually most of the time, you double the amount of food, because the emotional stress is higher after a diet, that probably you start to overeat even more than before, with the result to gain even more weight. So the point is that you need to tackle your emotional approach to food. And in any diet, in most of the diet, this is not a key point considered. So that's why you are not having the result that you want. That's why you constantly going back to where you were before, experience even more frustration, even more stress. And if you use emotional eating for coping with your problems, that's where the yo-yo problem is coming from, and that's where you are keeping struggling in your weight loss without achieving the result that you really want. Now, the final reason I want to explore with you today, the reason number 5 why diets don't work, is because they are not helping you to change your eating habits. Now, once you understand your willpower, how you work with restrictions, you start to understand your emotional attachment to food, you need to understand how to change your eating habits. So if, like me, for 25 years you had destructive behaviors around food for emotional reason or for coping mechanism towards your problems, and you create habits around the quantity, the quality of food that you are eating, it's very hard to break the habits in a short period of time. And dieting are not helping you to change your habit. You're only changing your body aspect in a short period of time, but you are not changing your approach to your habits and food. So that when the period, again, your diet is finished and you are used to do some kind of behavior, trust me, your behavior will be back in exactly way was before, no more and no less, and you start to do the same things over and over again. That's why for 25 years I was repeating the same thing over and over again. I was changing my habits just for a short period of time for the diet, but my normal lifetime habits were coming back all the time because I was not tackling to change them. I was not able to understand them and change them. I was not aware of what my usual habits around food were. So the point is that in order to sustain, to create sustainable and last long weight loss result, you need to change all the variables possible, and one of these is changing your food habits, your eating habits. It takes time, it takes effort, and it will take you to explore first what your eating habits are. That's why in the first video I gave you an eating journal to complete for a week, and then you start to tackle and do something really different. So the conclusion of this video today is that diets don't work, and this is only 5 reasons. Today there are very well accepted research that demonstrate that these reasons plus many more are not helping you to create sustainable results in your weight loss journey. They are not able to let you lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. That's what we all want. That's why I'm here and trying to help you, because the result I had after 25 years of struggle now are last long results. So it's 5 years that I'm on the same weight, I'm still losing weight, I'm still on my weight loss journey goals, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm not struggling anymore around the food. And when I do, I know what to do in order to get back on track, because now I'm aware of all these variables. We are all unique people. There are so many variables that dieting only don't consider in our approach to food. There are too many things that we need to consider in order to have a global change, a global mind and transformation journey. That's the key core principle of my coaching program and ThinkLean Mind and Body Transformation journey that we are together with this video. So please, if you enjoy this video, share, comment, and let me know your story. Again, let me know how these principles that I'm sharing with you are good in your life, is there are any impact or not. Stay tuned, because I'm going to explore in more deeper details everything I'm discussing. I will dedicate video to each one of the topic, so you can really understand 100% what to tackle in your life to start to see sustainable and significant result in your mind and body transformation. I'll see you next time.